Our player showed up.
I'm really feeling the heat. Ultimate's charging.
Now color me impressed.
Double kill. 0 to 1. Ready for battle.
Ready.
Konnichiwa. What's up? Hi. Hey there. Konnichiwa. What's up?
Hello.
Hi. Ready.
Greetings.
Hey there.
Ready.
Hey. Hi.
Hey there.
What's up?
Hello.
I've got a few tricks.
Yeah, we're gaming now. Now that we're emoting together.
Ready.
Never second best.
Hey. Hey there.
5, 4,
Konnichiwa.
2,
Oh, sorry, it was gonna be tough. They had it.
Score 1-1.
Oh, sorry.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, that I mean that's not necessarily the win condition though, right? Because she's not gonna have ult every like. I mean, theoretically you could have fight as Echo, but it's not like they're. They essentially won like when we were on the point. They essentially won because the queen just kind of like walked out one of our sides. That like forced us to lose the angles that we were trying to play for. And then we all just kind of got like grouped up on point, right? I mean, I would say that you should match wherever the queen comes from, but I don't think it's necessarily bad for you to play on point. What I was gonna say is that like rather than like trying to take angles around like their side of the map, you try to take angles around where like queen is going to. That makes sense, right? So then like if we, you don't necessarily need to like guess which way she's gonna come correctly. You could say like she's just gonna come main and just drop down onto point, right? We take those angles. And then when she starts to come on the outside, now we're saying to ourselves like, okay, like she's coming over here, so now we're shifting our angles that we're taking to be like they're gonna be more shallow, right? Potentially, but like we're shifting those angles so that like now we have damage through the stairs when she comes down the stairs. Biggest thing there is just kind of denying the queen. Like that's their, I wouldn't say win con, but like that's like their initiate. Like that's how they initiate is the queen walks forward at you guys, and then that enables the rest of them angles through. So the best way that you can kind of shut that down is like outduel their DPS. Take angles to just shut the queen. We have the Roadhog. Roadhog is really good at just like soaking up cooldowns and bullying some of the tanks, right? So we just. No, it's not necessarily about everybody looking at the queen, right? But if we take good positioning where we're able to like when the queen appears, everybody can kind of like take pot shots at her, and then we start looking at the things we need to look at, or we're looking at like pushies, and then we look at the queen for a second. That means that she's gonna be like that less healthy when she tries to go in, or it's gonna like it's gonna pull like a pack, or the Anna's attention, or you know she's gonna use a cooldown. You know, these kinds of things. It's not necessarily about like popping the queen. There's some tanks where you would do that, right? Like with the monkey, it makes sense to just like, oh, he wants to die, but like we're counter dive, so just like let him kill himself. But like with queen, it's more about like, you know, trying to get
1.
a health bar advantage early.
Capture the objective.
Taking the objective.
So what I'll say about that one is that it's like similar to what I was saying about playing into the queen comp. It's not necessarily that you want to like shoot the rat to get cooldowns, but like you don't want to like commit so we've gotten a cool. They have to use cooldowns to like make something happen. Outside of that, it's like the BAP doing significant chip damage on someone and like maybe the cast hitting like so we can kind of just like float around them, right? Just play to live around them until they've like used cooldowns. Like the best fight that we had was like when we were standing at their door. Um and like we got like the hook on the Reinhardt. We chipped the Reinhardt down a whole bunch. I think they used like amp for that and potentially a regen burst, and then they came back in and they walled. We just we gotta try to like they're on death ball, right? So we just gotta try to like outlive their once they've burned like enough of their cooldowns, that's when people can die. Now that being said, like if you know optical gets a pick or if weave gets a pick, like or we get like a nice hook and kill somebody, like it's you know I'm not saying that like we don't want to go for that. Like I'm saying we should avoid that, but it's not worth like counting on those kills coming through like that. So we want to have this like fundamental game plan at like our core where we're like, if we don't hit skill shots, we don't do like the flashy thing, then like, we can still win. But and then if Google goes in and like executes the bat, okay, that's our go button. We don't have to wait for cooldowns anymore. And then I think like going to the point, like that's the right idea, right? Getting some presence on the point, trying to pull people back so that we go in through the door with, less guns at the door. Like that makes sense. It was just the timing of it. Right? Arkiri goes and then like they turn around for Arkiri and then Arkiri TP's out. And then like we're, takes us a little bit of time to like walk up to the door so they get to kind of like filter back. And then at the same time too, our Genji was like already trying to go to touch point. So like we pulled guns away and then they came back to the door and then now we're trying to walk through the door but we're only like 4 guns versus 5 guns and then our Genji starts to turn them around but like it was staggered a little bit. We just got to be better about like I'm gonna touch point and then like a second after that, the second that you start seeing people turn is when you're like, okay, like we're walking through the now. I would almost say like you and Puff could like you guys could walk to the point and then like turn people around and then you potentially would see that like because like you saw how the cast was just kind of like staring at the point. Half you have Puffles there, like that's a free kill, and then you may be like paying that into killing the BAP as well. Yeah, like if you have Shap there with you, the one thing that I would say about that though is that yeah, I would just say that like comp wise, like if your comp was different, then I think it makes more sense for the Lucio to be like right, but because we had the cast and we had the Roadhog, I think you kind of want for the even with Cal saying like I have the Inspire Vape or whatever it's called, Invigorate, like I think you still need to have speed for your Roadhog. You don't necessarily need to be like putting yourself in danger to speed them, but you need to be like close enough to reset the fight. Yeah, no, it's not about that. It's about the it makes our front mobile, and then it makes you more lethal if you have the Q. And then Kiri can always TP back, right? That was like going to the point and TPing away. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It was just that you were already going to do it, and we got kind of staggered doing that. But like Puffle's can always like go on the flank in that comp. Like there's no one to like really catch Puff. Puff can go on the flank and deal damage, and then like TP back to do healing. One more thing I wanted to say about that last map is on the when you're on Brig, like it makes sense to shield for your teammates, obviously, right? Like I like that, you know, trying to min max the kit, like get the most out of what you got. The one thing that I would say about shielding for your teammates is considering that your shield is only 250 HP, so it might be like more worthwhile to try to like predict skill like the skill shots. Try to only block rather than like letting your shield take like sojourn spam, like trying to flash shield for someone and you think the rail is gonna come through.
Scandinavian style? No, it has to be Lindholm style.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Testing? It's the like the noise gate. Because it picks me up sometimes and sometimes not. Right in front of it, it does. Okay.
now. وريهم قوتك.
The checkpoint.
Do something.
Vamos esculachar! Vamos esculachar!
Seconds remaining.
Time for the reckoning.
30 seconds remaining.
This ends now.
10 seconds remaining.
It's
Overtime.
Blocking satellite vector. Here it comes.
Round 1 complete. Team kill. Score 0-2. Switching sides. Ready for battle.
Yeah, you can put the map there too. Like if we all like walk around the right side, Then we come out from like, you know, from their spawn. Like they're still on high ground, but it like not nearly as good as coming around like through main around that corner where they're shooting down on us. Or going in the small room, right? The one thing that I would say about going in the small room, I think, is that it's kind of contingent on the queen killing herself. Kind of relying on the fact that like the other tank is gonna play in the small room instead of just like being like, oh, you're in the small room and just like playing cart instead. Yeah. I will say too that I think you had a couple of good fights just coming out from main, like taking angles through main. Um, it's just really important once they are on that queen comp, right? It's not so much that like the speed is like a win condition for them. Like I don't even think that they're utilizing it. Like, you know, in theory they should be able to like speed from second point spawn to third, like to third, like, but they're not even like doing that. It's, yeah, right, it's the sustain that they have, and like the shout is an important part of that, right? We highlighted that, but again it just comes back to like, you know, like positioning so that we can put damage on them early enough that like those cooldowns come out before they want to use them,
5,
right? And then just outliving them.
2,
A little difficult there on that point.
attackers incoming. Defend objective A. وريهم قوتك.
I feel invincible.
Objective lost.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard. Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Thought of you! Alla till mig!
Round 2 complete.
I think we lost the first point, and then we kind of took it upon ourselves to try to like do more than we needed to, right? Everybody's just trying to do too much. Again, like we played against the pretty much that same comp in Busan Downtown, right? And it was basically like every time the monkey jumped in, he just like evaporated. He was just jumping away from his. So we try to like position in a way to like manipulate that. Whether that means like playing so far back that the supports have to walk up, or playing in a position where like we can get the monkey to jump somewhere and then like drop down and try to get him to chase us, or just like pull him out of position, whatever. Just trying to shut that monkey down. Like that's what I would say about that. I don't think we necessarily have the reach beyond like skill shots to try to like contest the Ana, right? We can spam at her like as Kiri, we can spam at her as Lu. You can try to like put some pressure on her as Cass, but like we don't really have the kill potential on the Ana, especially because of the break, right? There's no like flanker that can really contest that. So I think it's more important to kind of like, what does the Ana do? The Ana makes it so that the monkey can play the game. Fuck the monkey. it'll take more that like it'll take more time than like if we were to hit headshots on the, but more consistent. And I admittedly I was kind of in and out on that round, so I don't know how much value the Widow got. I don't know if the Widow is kind of eating you guys or not. Yeah, I mean that's the same thing. Yeah, and well, and the bigger thing too is that thinking about it too of like the monkey jumps in and that makes the space for everyone behind him to do things, right? And so it's like either we skip the monkey, let the monkey jump on something that doesn't matter, and then we skip the monkey, or we like make it so that the monkey jumping in doesn't matter by just like bullying him. Those are my.
Five, four, three, two. Five, four, three.
Well, it's I think it's more about like Cal trying to focus him, but like we try to spread our damage across the monkey and whatever we can. But we want to make sure we're looking at the monkey a little bit.
Objective unlocked.
It's high noon.
وريهم قوتك.
Alla till mig!
Hello?
Enemy forward spawn room deactivated.
It's high noon.
وريهم قوتك. Enemy forward spawn room activated.
Vamos esculachar!
وريهم قوتك.
Alla till mig!
Your team has lost the lead.
because it's on the. I want to see if you guys would kind of piece it. Like they're still on the monkey, right? So we go into that map. I mean, yes, timing, but like go into that map after the previous map where it's like a widow Prey, or they even went like something longer range at the end. Yeah, like right. So they have like double range damage that's going through the. So when the monkey jumps in, he's alone effectively, right? Like even if they have angles through it, it's like not the same thing as the tray and the Genji coming through on top of it, right? So that's where I'm like, you know, when the monkey comes in by himself, we can kind of like position ourselves not get shot by them and still just like shoot him out. Even if we don't kill him, we're like forcing him out. That's like that's their fight. They need him to be there so that they can play the game for free. When they're over on the double flanker and the monkey, it's like, yeah, we still want to try to force the monkey out. We still want to like try to put melee damage on the monkey to like make that his staying power less. But more importantly is like breaking the bubble, because the bubble provides overhealth for anyone that's like on the other side of it, right? The long range hit scan are like not necessarily utilizing it like that. Even if they're trying to, it's like you just hide from them. Like the flankers are like they can dance in and out of the bubble, and then now instead of having like 200 health as Tracer, she has like 600 health. Right, same thing with Genji. It's like breaking a bubble and then like making sure to like force reflect, like deflect, force recall. Make like decrease their uptime so that their damage is like, their throughput is not as much, and get them out, right? At the end of the day, like I can just sit here and just be like, well, if you just like turn and look at the Tracer when she comes through and kill her, then like that's that, or like pop the Genji, right? But I don't expect that to happen. I'm trying to give you like a an easier thing to like achieve, which is like making sure that we're like putting damage on people to like make them leave the fight, right? Making someone leave the fight is like the same as killing them. It's just that if they die, then they're out of the fight for 15 seconds or longer, depending on where the respawn is. If they get forced out, then they're out for like 4 seconds. But it's still like significant in Overwatch, right? The monkey being there without double flanker for like 2 seconds is him being dead, right? Or like you put enough damage on him, he gets forced out, the Ana can't get away from you. Or I think you guys should play more together. It was really unfortunate. The thing that I would say is that you had the lead, like you guys were doing a good job of it. You had the lead, and then we overextended, right? It's like something really important to note on that map is that it is like, it's tug of war, where it's like once you have the lead, like you can give the other team slack to like put them in a bad position. If that makes sense. That's what I like to do on all the push maps. All the push maps except for Colosseo, you can do that where it's like once you have the lead, you just keep taking the fight on the corner behind the second point cap. Like you do that on Esperanza, you just stand on the high ground above the second point cap once you have the lead. You can do that on Murasapi there. You just hold that corner. You hold the lane where the jump pad is. On New Queen Street, you can do the same thing where it's like once you have the lead, you can just like they're coming from high ground, you just back up around the corner, let them come down from high ground. They don't have that advantage. Like Colosseo is weird because you're like second point cap is like right underneath their high ground. It's like there's like two things you can do. One is that you can like play in the lane, you can just back up and let them come to you in the lane. It's like not nearly as good of a play as the other maps because you give up so much space. You let them like now if they win that fight, it's a lot easier for them to recover the lead. And then the other thing that you can do is like literally go play on like your high ground instead. Once you have the lead, you just go play back on your high ground. Can you have time?
One.
Right.
Initial flashpoint. Mark it. Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds. Flashpoint
Take a breath. Reset. You have the better range if you set up for it. Optical is onto something of like playing that long angle. Like we didn't actually get a setup for it.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
狐の鍵爪を解き放て
Flashpoint unlocked.
Огонь по готовности!
Yeah, you gotta try to rotate around them or like fake like you're going somewhere and then like, you gotta turn them around somehow.
Ruins. Next, Flashpoint Palace. Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds. Flashpoint unlocked.
Get on noon here, just
It's high noon.
Team kill.
Fide bal suyo! Vamos esculachar!
This ends now.
Огонь по готовности!
Flashpoint unlocks
I
in
mean,
10 seconds.
and Anna would be pretty good here. That's gonna get like they have 4 Zarya bubbles, like the nade is gonna potentially do it.
Flashpoint unlocked.
Like you're gonna die, but it's like or just for the buff killing cow.
High noon.
Overtime.
Огонь по готовности!
Garden. Next, flashpoint, temple. Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Hold the point. Hey. Good to see you. Hello.
Achieve it
Good to see
next
you.
time.
Hello.
Sit down. Feeling better? Let's take off. Welcome to orbit.
Get in there, Bob!
Addressing your injuries. Let me help. Come on, everyone.
My coals are red hot.
Activate my healing. Greetings. Let me heal you. Activate my healing. For you.
Огонь по готовности!
Vamos esculachar!
Defeat.
So I mean, like, generally the answer there is to just that we need to be like more active,
No.
and not in the sense of like playing on them. It's like
Of the game.
that we want to keep the distance. We want to like rotate away from them. We want to like we didn't have speed initially, and so that was why I was kind of like trying to be like, we'll try these things. I didn't want to necessarily be like pick these heroes, but then once we started kind of like uh not playing mystery heroes necessarily, right? We're switching heroes because we're like trying to make something happen, right? Like up to that point, I was just trying to like work with what we had, but once we've got the speed, that makes it really easy to just kind of like keep them at arm, right? That the speed counters the Reaper. That makes sense. Doesn't necessarily count as Zarya because Zarya has like medium-ish range, but like you can just kind of like walk away from. And more importantly too is that like they want to brawl you, right? They have the Kiri for range and they have the Soch for range, but everybody else on their team is like relatively close range effective damage. So like we can just kind of like rotate our comp that like on paper for the most part there was like longer range, kind of keep rotating our kill box around them, and just kind of like whittle them down. But without the speed, it's like it's a little hard to do that, right? You gotta kind of be like, that's what they're gonna do. Try to like position to influence how they're gonna walk at you, so that you can walk a certain way and like make that happen. But yeah, speed is I think speed is kind of the answer. Like, and not necessarily just like, oh, when they walk at us, we walk back towards our spawn. It's like, like if they walk to the left around the point, we walk to the right around the point. Um, well, they have the Kiri Lu. It's really difficult, and they're if you look at their comp, like their supports are the weak link. Like their supports are always in Narnia for that reason. Even on Kiri Lu, where like in reality, what they should be doing is like playing up on the fight and then using their kit to like live and get away from the fight if they take too much damage. Right? They're actually doing the opposite, where they're kind of like they're just like existing, and then like they go towards the fight if like it gets too close of a fight. But they never had to do that because the Zarya and the Reaper are like doing way too much. The Zarya Reaper, and so that's where it's like, how do we deny those characters? How do we shut those characters down? I agree with you. Like any other backline, you kill the backline, right? Like they have like a Juno Lucio, then like yeah. Yeah, and they have a Soj and they have the Lu, just like he literally like played on the fight one time, got hooked by Roadhog and died. Like, and then he just like never played up on the fight again. So like it's really hard for like, and even what I will say is that like turning them around is valuable, right? But it's the window for like taking advantage of that is like so small that it's almost like easier to kind of ignore their backline and like try to put significant damage on somebody to like force that carry to TP and you die. Yeah. Well, I will say that your existence in that comp, right? Because they are just kind of like snowplow, like bulldozers, I guess, whatever you want to, whatever you want to say about that. Like your existence is just kind of like try to get cooldowns out from behind, try to turn people around. But we need to like try to do better about taking advantage of that. If we can't take advantage of it, it's fine. That's where we change our game plan to kind of be like, okay, like we focus the front. I will say their front is like playing decently well. Beginning of the scrim, I think they were kind of like, I don't know if they weren't like taking it seriously or that they weren't they weren't warmed up or what, but they have kind of turned up to it. So that's like, yeah, like it's gonna feel like you just have to click heads, but there's still ways to like to play around it. gotta be a little creative, and that's why I floated the idea of the Ana, right? I know it doesn't make sense on paper, but like if we can land like a significant nade, or even like Zen is like gonna like a Discord. If we can like protect our Zen long enough, a Discord is gonna like get them to use bubbles sooner. That makes sense, right? It's gonna get the Wraith out sooner. It's gonna get the bubbles out sooner. Same thing with nade, right? Like either we throw a purple on them and like that forces cooldowns sooner than they want to use them, or we can like buff nade somebody and then like keep them alive long enough that we can outlive their cooldown. It was basically yeah, right. It was basically just like they were just pouring everything into the Reaper, and then like he would like what it appeared to be was that like we're it's feeding the Zarya energy so that she can just like kill you, but in reality what that is like they're pouring everything into the Reaper and like getting cooldowns out of you, right? We use cooldowns to try to like dislodge the Reaper, and now the Zarya has energy, we don't have any cooldowns anymore to kind of like deal with that. It's not so much that like they're just like gaming. It's like they're playing some cheese shit that like just
4,
is very easy to do.
1.
Like if they had like a Genji there doing that, like it would have been a lot harder for them, I think.
Stop the payload.
You got you need we gave up on moving the cart, all right? Moving the cart like is important for, and it's not just it's not necessarily just the tracer. Like there's other people that can do that, right? We can have like you know, our Kiri kind of move the cart a little bit. But we don't have to like do it instantly, right? We can kind of like nudge it along, play our lives and like just kind of slowly move the cart up. But like the importance of moving the cart is like we stopped moving the cart when it was like exactly underneath the high ground. If you can get it like up over the hill, like just in front of the of server, or even like on the corner of the of blue box, like that makes it so much more likely that they just kind of give up the high ground. Like the Anna even at one point was like playing back where the Widow was, so she can't exactly see like. I think she just yeeted a nade and got lucky because, oh my god, I was watching her like their supports are really bad. Like there's 3 people on that team. If that makes you feel any better, like, but like moving the card up like encourages them to just give up space for free to you, right? Because they're worried about the C9, they're worried about the card just like getting capped, and then that'll give you an easier time of you know of taking the high ground, right? That was like they've got the Anna break just like standing there like staring down into you and just like healing the shit out of the monkey that's just standing on top of you, right? The Genji's getting packs, the Widow's just staring through a break shield. Like it's so hard to take the high ground when they're just set up like that. So we need to like, you know, we need to move the cart to kind of like help us take map control. And then what that, you know, you move the cart. We can even like try to have multiple people move the cart and then go, you know, re-push high ground. You don't have to do it like all at once, right? You can go step by step. And then I mean the monkey and the Genji were overextending like really hard. And that's where I would say like when you recognize that like people are kind of playing split from their teammates, that's where it's like you can just turn as like 5 people and just look at one person, right? If you've got a situation where like the monkey is like perfectly jumping in front of his Anna, like, and the Widow, like they're all playing like in each other's LOS, that's where it's like, okay, like so and so's job is to kind of like put pressure on the break shield and you know try to like pull the attention from the Widow, right? Um, but like when they overextend, that's where you can just be like, okay, like just kill this person outright, and we make sure we're alive, and then we re-push now that it's a 5v4. Not always going to be the case, right? Like you saw in Murasaki where they were jumping in with the monkey tracer Genji. That's where it's a little more important to be like, okay, like you know we want to shoot these flankers out. We want to break the bubble. We want to shoot these flankers out. Just considering like target prio, I think we're kind of like getting in our own heads, maybe especially because of how that flashpoint went. Like it's a scrim. It is what it is. Also, I think some people were saying they wanted a harder scrim, so
4, 3, 2, 1.
yeah.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload. The payload is approaching its destination.
Yeah, don't kill yourself for the scrim books. But this is exactly what I was talking about. Like, we traded, but like we gave up the high ground. We gave up space there because the card moved.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
وريهم قوتك. The payload has reached the chip.
Alla till mig!
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
The wild could always use more. Alla till mig! 狐の鍵爪を解き放て!
The payload has reached the chip.
Just focus on killing somebody. Like, forget about trying to win this map right now.
Scandinavian style? No.
وريهم قوتك.
I feel invincible.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
I would consider that a dub as well.
Play of the game.
We're getting in our heads. We're like, oh, they're just going crazy, and then we fall into that trap of like thinking that it's a ranked game where it's like it's on me, the individual, to like try to to try to shut this person down, to try to outdo them. It's like forgetting that we're in a Discord call and like. I mean, it's gonna be different for everybody, right? I don't think that like for one person to say like, oh, they're better, like how do I try to like play up to that level, given that he's better than me? Like that might work for somebody, but for somebody else, that might be like a deterrent. But what I will say is that like finding like one little thing to focus on kind of like blocks out all the other shit, right? It's like the second that we're like, okay, like we're just gonna like play safe from the widow and like try to kill this monkey, see what happens there. And like maybe the map, maybe the map geography just kind of encouraged that, but like I don't think that was the case. I think that we did a really good job there, like watching it top down, like Al just standing on the corner kind of like holding the horde at bay, and the monkey trying to jump in to make space, and then we just like shoot him out or kill him. Like I think we did a really good job there. And the widow's still getting picks for sure, but like we were like they were not as impactful. um but yeah, just finding like one thing to focus on makes it so much easier, right? Instead of being like, how do I win this map? It's like, okay, like how do I kill the monkey? And you just do that over and over. So much easier. um yeah, yeah, right. That forces it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is the passes the reason. But again, that's where what I've been saying this whole time is like, right, like you can go something else. You can go Sojourn, you can go Ash, you can go
5,
even.
4,
But like
3,
there's still ways to like play around that, right?
1.
Cast is like a bad character by design. There's still
Capture
ways to
the
like
objective.
make that work.
The objective is now active.
Okay, so we did this without thinking. It's like we want to like position where it like makes it hard for that hit to happen, right? You get to take angles, and then like you put damage on the doom so that the healers have to look at the doom, and then you kill squishies.
Meteor strike.
Team kill.
Apagando las luces.
Team kill.
Take a split fight up top. Like they're gonna be back so fast. No. Like some people come up top left, some people come up top right, and then like force them to come take that fight up there and just crossfire them.
Meteor strike.
This ends now.
Skulasha!
Yep. The reason that I said that on the last fight is like, and I recognize that there's like not a lot. It's just like it's really hard to like have that game plan of like put damage on Doom, kill squishies when like they're fighting into a door. He uses cooldowns and then goes into. It's like breaking out is really hard. But when they're like fighting into space that you occupy, like we rotated onto point, they come into us a lot easier because like they're gonna get like pulled in behind the. Whereas like when they're just defending against you guys, like they don't have to like block. I think rotating left was the play. They just had EMP at one fight, and the other thing too is like doing it sooner. Like optimally, the way that should function is like you walk out and then people walk out like immediately right after you. You walk out to start taking either like a little first bit of poke / cooldowns, and then like people walk out behind. They're like not really taking that, and you can't. I will say too that you walk out and you kind of like stand there, let people walk behind you, and you walk like that makes sense. Rather than trying to just lead the pack, you got to make sure that like your health bar is like in front of your teammate. Yeah. Tough. Oh, I meant to say on Gibraltar, especially like I think with the way that our comp, like the way that the comps that we play, I think Weaver would be really good on defense.
One.
Right.
Round two. Capture the objective.
mon regard.
وليهم قوتك. That must sting. عامل ايه؟
冻住，不许走！狐の鍵爪を解き放て！
ชีวิตปกป้องชีวิต
こんにちは。
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
It's Hanu.
This ends now. وليهم قوتك.
Score 1 to
Hold up, I'm gonna diff him on Hog. I just seen a fucking May, an Anna, a Weaver.
ready for battle.
Fucking cringe, and then they lose. The worst part of that is that they're like, I'm pretty sure that they're like, oh yeah, dude, like we could just win on anything, and it's like I'm gonna play an ironic character. I'm like, I play that fucking character like in IGM scrims unironically and win. uh Cringe. And then this one fucking dude like talking to himself in spectator chat the entire time. Fucking hate people. I have no clue. I just see that I just keep seeing the so and so spectator talking to himself.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Bro, shit is personal for optical. Holy shit.
getting interesting. We are outnumbered. Position and healing. That's better. No one can hide from my sight. You found my present.
Rendezvous at my position. The gnome. This one has the pace. I got you.
You must like having me around.
Oh, okay.
Meteor strike.
Do not provoke me.
Face the sunrise!
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Houston reporting.
Enough one. Come over here.
My ultimate is almost
Justice rains from above!
Take caution. I'm really feeling the heat.
Then hello.
No one can hide from my sight.
I'm in A. Take this. My ultimate is ready.
Yep. They get what they deserve.
Get healed.
These barrels are smoking.
Let's show these foes a ruckus. Meteor strikes.
You dare touch me.
Claim the objective.
Fuck these kids. Just like, yeah. Then prison types.